As the snow melts and the spring weather brings the life back to eastern Idaho, the baseball and softball teams in red and black take the field, hoping to rejuvenate their chances of a state championship. The seeds of success were planted last year. Likewise, the coaches began taking the time to groom their athletes into the champions they could become. Spring in Caribou County is here, and so are the diamonds in the rough. Welcome to Cardinal Baseball and Softball on KBRV The Bear, where the voice of Caribou County, Caleb Burgraff, walks you through the field of talented youth all season long over the air and on the web at mylocalradio.com. This season of Cardinal Athletics is brought to you by Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, Hunsaker Ford, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now let's head to the field as the Redbirds look to take flight and earn a spot in this year's championships on your home for Caribou County and Soda Springs Athletics, KBRV 800 AM, and online at mylocalradio.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another edition of Cardinal Athletics as the Soda Springs boys getting set for game number 2 today as they look to try and take a pair of games away from District 4 opponents here at the GLENNS FERRY Wood Bat Baseball Tournament. In their last game, they were able to come away with the win over the Wendell Trojans. This time around, the other District 4 2A team, the DECLO Hornets, who comes in with a 2-4-1 record, looks to try and see if they can snap the Cardinals' 4-game winning streak. All that and more coming up on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com as Soda Springs and the Hornets get set to tangle on your home for Cardinal Athletics.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, Silver Star makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose Silver Star. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today.
Caleb Burgraff here with Natalie Bowen, who is a junior at Soda Springs High School. And Natalie, first of all, the junior year's been really wrapping itself up now, only a couple more months left. Are you excited for the end of the year?
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also nervous to be a senior.
What are some of the things that have been highlights to the junior year for you? Is there anything that's really stood out?
I really enjoy the prom practice and outdoor rec. It's been super fun. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it's been really fun.
Outdoor rec, obviously one of the classes that you've been taking, but are there any other classes that have really been interesting and enjoyable for you?
English is fun. I've never had Mr. Meserly, and he's brought a whole new perspective to English for me. It's been really fun. And I haven't ever really enjoyed math, and now I do. When
you talk about Mr. Meserly, one of the newer teachers at the school, are there any other teachers and about him? Are there any things that he does that really pique your interest and really help you along in the learning process?
He's always super happy in English. He makes it super fun. We joke around a lot. He's not like straight down to business, but he's like, you need it done. He gives you dates, and he also gives like extensions, so if something's not done, you still have time.
Are there any other teachers who have really helped you along in that same way?
Mr. Yuskoski has. He's been very good with me. He's helped me a lot with enjoying math and changing it up so I understand it better.
What would you put into a teacher if you could make a teacher? If you could choose anybody from the community and have their traits inside of a teacher, what makes the best teacher?
Probably their personality and how they treat all the students. Like if they favor a student, it makes it really hard because that student's always being chosen for things. But if they kind of have a favorite but don't say it and don't like make it so you can tell, it's a lot about like their personality, how happy they are, and their moods.
Is there anything that you're looking forward to for your senior year, looking ahead?
I'm really excited to try cross country, and being it the last year of my high school career, and then moving forward from that, I'm excited to see what it brings.
You said you haven't really given a ton of thought to what your senior project might be, but if you could choose anything that might be what it would be, what might you do for a senior project?
I thought about shadowing an anesthesiologist or something to do with the hospital because I want to go into nursing or something like that.
What made you choose the medical field as something that interests you? What draws your interest to that field?
My aunt is a chemo nurse, and she talks about how great it is and how many nice people she meets, and it's always been something I wanted to do since I was little. I always got like stethoscopes and stuff for like that for Christmas, and it's always been something I've been interested in.
To wrap this all up, what makes Soda Springs High School enjoyable to come to and just a fun place to learn?
The people and the teachers. It's very small, so everybody knows a lot, but if you just push that aside, you make a lot of friends very quickly, and they get along with them, and it's always easy to be around.
Natalie, thank you so much for the time, and we'll wish you the best luck as you move on to that senior year and as you continue to move on through your junior year.
Thank you.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno-flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone. Food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
Caleb Burgraff here with Cade Mumford. And Cade, you guys coming away with an early victory in the Glens Ferry tournament, a 7-2 win over Wendell. And the early part of the game, you got 4 runs in the first inning and then really saw a drought with the offense before seeing the offense pick back up in the last couple innings. Was that a good thing to see as a coach, to see the kids starting to get those bats waking up a little bit more?
Well, it was good to see that they could come back from a drought like that, seeing that they could hit the ball early but then kind of drop off, but they could rebound and get the bats going again to finish out a game strong.
You guys also got a very strong performance from Peyton Lish, and with the new pitch count rules, how important was that for him not to require another reliever to come in and replace him?
Well, it's huge because we have our relief pitchers planned for every game, and that can just bump our relief to the next game. So him being able to go a complete game and just pitch well has really helped us out for this whole tournament.
One of the other things I know that was a concern coming into this set of games was the catching and the way that you guys would be able to control the base running game. And while Wendell was able to steal a lot of bases. They weren't easy steals. There were some very close plays down there. How confident does that make you in the improvements that your catcher's been making?
Well, it shows that every week they're improving, because just last week it was a different story, but they've come a long ways. They're holding runners a lot better. I mean, and that's just going to keep getting better week in and week out. And it just makes coaches feel confident knowing that they're trying to work and improve.
The weather's a little bit better as the day's gone on, and sun's starting to poke itself out as well. Wind's dying down a little bit. Do you think that'll improve the way you guys perform in game number 2?
I think so. I mean, we're from Soda, so we know how weather is. But getting out here and playing in 60-degree weather, even 50-degree weather is better than 30, so I think it's going to help a lot.
Both Wendell and DECLO are in the same district, and Wendell's usually been the continual team that goes to state out of that district, but DECLO always looking to try and replace them and maybe using this as a foothold to get there. And DECLO and Wendell have already played, with Wendell coming away with a win, but a tight win. What do you think DECLO is going to bring to the table? How are you guys preparing the kids mentally for this game?
Well, I think seeing that we beat Wendell, and if DECLO can come in and give us a game, that's going to raise their confidence, but we just got to keep our kids focused and play it inning by inning and pitch by pitch.
Mason Smith is going to be the pitcher you throw in this next game, and he's been one of the pleasant surprises for the team this year. Is it good to have him being able to come in there as not just a reliever but as a starter and show that he can dominate a game early?
He comes in, he throws strikes, he's consistent, he throws to contact. It's nice having someone that can do that, and he's been consistent. It helps a lot.
To wrap it all up, what's the biggest thing that you need the offense to come away with in this next game? Or not even the offense, but the team as a whole. What's the biggest key to this next game?
Just get things started early and know that there's a lot of baseball, so not to get down if we get in a drought like we did this first game, and just be able to rebound from it.
Kate, thanks so much for the time. Good luck to you and the rest of the Cardinals as you guys get set for game number 2 here on day 1 at Glens Ferry.
Thank you.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for April 6th through the 12th. Grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.59 a pound. Grab a Fill It Fresh $10 mix or match bag and pack it with apples, navel oranges, whole mini watermelons, fresh white corn, tomatoes, carrots, red bell peppers, yellow onions, potatoes, and lettuce. And finish it all off with 2 pounds of Western Family block or shredded medium cheddar cheese at $4.99 each. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3 or 4-year-old children today.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Welcome back out to DECLO and Soda Springs, ladies and gentlemen. Here at Glens Ferry, Idaho, I'm Caleb Burgraff on KBRV The Co-op, and of course online at mylocalradio.com, where you can watch every second and every step of this contest between the Soda Springs Cardinals and the DECLO Hornets. Coaches meeting at the center of home plate. Coach Jeff Uskowski for the Cardinals chatting with Coach Doug Meyer of the DECLO Hornets. And with that, let's jump into a look at our starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. The last of the day as the sun begins to set behind us. To the west, the temperatures begin to drop and the wind really buffeting the flags out in center field, blowing straight away to center field instead of the inward wind we were getting earlier, which was knocking down quite a few fly balls for the first game the Cardinals had, as in just about 2.5 hours the wind has completely reversed course, and it could definitely change the way the offensive game is played in game number 2 for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Looking at the starting lineups, the Cardinals will once again be the visitors over in the third base dugout. Their starting lineup looks like this. The Shortstop is number 24, Zach Housley, batting in the number 1 hole. Number 2 in the order, Logan Mumford, will be getting the first start of the tournament over in left field. He wears the number 7. Jaron Johnson, once again over at third base. He's going to be wearing the number 22. Kyle Dursteller is going to continue roving around the field as he makes his way over to the second base position. He'll be wearing the number 14. Dylan Downs wears the number 23. He is going to be playing in center field and batting 5th. Peyton Lish moves over to first base as Taylor Adams receives a bit of a breather in today's game, and he will be taking a seat on the bench as Lish will be playing at first base wearing the number 30. In the 7 spot and doing the pitching, Mason Smith wears the number 19. Number 21 is Caleb Peterson as the freshman getting his first start here of the GLENNS FERRY tournament. He'll be doing the catching as Jacob Housley is going to receive the break and the breather. Case Griffiths wraps things up. He wears the number 10 and will be out in right field for the Soda Springs Cardinals, moving back away from the center field position he was at earlier. As for the DECLO Hornets, who are going to be out in the field, it'll be Hunter Opie doing the pitching today. McKay Brashears will be in the catching crouch as that completes your battery. On the infield, the first baseman is Trey Ramsey. The second baseman is Clayton Johnson. Over at short is Trey Smyer. And at third base, and not in the batting order, is Gavin Darrington, as he's going to be designated hit for by Tyler Matthews. In the outfield from left field to right field, Tanner Schroeder is in left. Center field is Nate Duke. And at number 4, Brevin Gibson will be roving right field. The DECLO Hornets wearing the orange uniform tops, white numbers on the back, DECLO written across the front of the button-down uniforms. Cade Mumford will be moving over to the first base coach's box. Jex Uskoski will be over in the third base coach's box, as the Cardinals, again wearing the red uniform tops, Cardinal logo in front of a baseball, are going to be stamped, and it'll be Zach Housley leading things off for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Housley had a fantastic game the first game, although it didn't necessarily come out in the numbers. He went 1 for 1, earned a leadoff hit by pitch, came around to score on that one, had 4 stolen bases in the game and reached base on 3 errors, although a couple of those were rather close plays at the base that he might have been safe on anyways, even if it were not for a juggle, as he is one of the fastest players on the field. In fact, one of the kids from Wendell actually saying that you should be out on the track team, not on the baseball team with the speed you got, as the first pitch he sees, delivered by Hunter Opie, is delivered for a ball off of the outside corner. Back into the right-handed batter's box, Housley awaits the delivery from Opie, wearing the number 0, and fans a pitch past Zach Housley as the count evens back up at 1-1. Leadoff batter, top of the first inning, no score here on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard at Pilot Field in GLENNS FERRY. Second game of the day for the Cardinals as a pitch from Opie misses to the right side of the plate from our vantage point, and the count goes to 2-1. Housley broke a bat in the first game. Thought it had broken, but I was able to confirm that later on as a breaking ball, nasty pitch, drops down into the dirt behind the plate, scooped up by the catcher, but broke over the knees, and the count goes to 2-2. The 2-2 delivery off the outside corner of the plate, and the count goes full. Zach Housley, one of the more patient batters that you're going to see for the Soda Springs Cardinals, and also one of the more consistent that the Cardinals roll up to the plate. As he digs back in. 3-2 pitch from Opie inside that hits him on the shoulder. And Zach Housley earns a trip to first base in the painful manner that he did in the first game of the day as well. And we'll see if the Cardinals put him into motion. He did not wait a single pitch before taking off to second base on any of his 4 base appearances. As he backs off of the first base bag, gives himself some space, takes the lead, and watches as Logan Mumford steps in, and a pitch inside has Mumford ducking out of the way and hearing the chance of wear it from the Cardinal dugout. As with a 1-0 count, nobody out, Zach Housley again takes his lead. Did not take off on that first one, looking to get the move of Opie down as Opie winds, fires, and this pitch catches the outside corner at the letters. And Logan Mumford sees the count even up, 1-1. Win still whipping the flags out at center field rather violently. Straight away center. Outfield playing a little bit deeper here in this wood bat tournament as a pitch, nasty breaking ball. Logan Mumford pulls the bat back. And the count moves to 1-2. Logan Mumford, the younger brother of Cade Mumford, who stands down in the first base coaching box. Logan getting his first start, as I said, of the year at the GLENNS FERRY tournament. A snap throw down to first base almost gets Zach Housley leaning as it rolls into the right fielder's glove. He gets it back in before Zach Housley can get off of the bat. Count goes to 2-2. Logan Mumford remaining at the plate. Nobody out, looking to try and battle his way on base. Infield playing at double play depth up the middle. As Housley's going to go, and the pitch splayed foul down the right side, and the count stays at 2-2. Of course, Idaho implementing pitch count rules for the first time this year. So the longer you can drag out some of these at-bats, the better off you're going to be. And the Cardinals showed that in the first inning in their first game. 36 pitches they were able to force the Wendell pitcher to throw as Logan Mumford swings and misses at a pitch down in the dirt. And because first base is occupied, he is recorded as the first out and the first strikeout for Hunter Opie. And the Cardinals will have to look and see if their number 3 batter can try and continue to move along. Zach Housley, quick pickoff move over to first base. Ball once again gets away from the first baseman's glove as Opie threw it into the corner, but the fencing close there, and Zach Housley not comfortable trying to take second base on the throw. He'll take his lead once again. 1 out, no count, as Jaron Johnson steps into the right-handed box. First delivery to the plate, low and away, as the count moves to 0-1. Or 1-0, excuse me. Dursteller will be on deck. Kyle had a little bit of a struggle in his first game of the season, or first game of the tournament, as a pitch skied into center field. That one's going to drift into the center fielder's glove, and coming up to make the play on it, Nate Duke puts it away, and a quick out number 2 as the Cardinals looking to Kyle Dursteller now to try and keep this inning going, as he was in a little bit of a struggle in his first couple plate appearances. Did walk his first plate appearance, but had a couple of strikeouts in his next 2. Dursteller watches the first pitch that bends back in, flinching away from it, and the count goes to 0-1. And he has a little smug smile across his face, realizing that he got fooled badly on that one. As with an 0-1 count, Opie winds once again. Housley takes off. The pitch flared into right field. That one will see the right fielder and the first baseman converging on the ball. Housley going on the play, takes third base as the ball finds green grass in between the two, and it's a little bloop single for Kyle Dursteller to get the Cardinals runners on the corners. And a chance now for Dylan Downs, who had an RBI single in the first game of the day, to try and continue to move people forward. Downs wrapped up that first game with that RBI single. And in fact, with another single, he went 2 for 3 in that game, had the most hits out of any Cardinal. 2 RBIs as well, a sacrifice fly. This time chops one over towards the third baseman, gets through the hole and into left field. As coming home, Zach Housley is hobbling as he trips over a hole near home plate. We'll see how they award that play, as that was a high chopper. Third base had a chance at the play. Housley will be safe. Cardinals will strike for a Gate City Real Estate run, and they're going to call that one a base knock for Dylan Downs on the first pitch he sees. Up to second base goes Kyle Dursteller, as the first run of the game is scored by the Cardinals on back-to-back hits. Dursteller moves to second, as I said, as Peyton Lish to the plate, takes the first pitch for a ball. And the inning continues for the Cardinals. Once again, striking first as the visitor. Another pitch to the plate, bounced up to the plate, and taking off Dursteller. Good awareness as soon as he saw the ball in the dirt, was on the move. Allows Dylan Downs to move up as well, and now a pair in scoring position for Peyton Lish. Lish playing first base in today's game. 2-0 count, 2 outs. Top of the first inning, 1-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Pitch to the plate, swung on and missed. Lish saw one that lit his eyes up and couldn't quite make contact with the wood bat. Lish in the first game had a single that drove in 2 runs and a 1-for-3 performance. That was in the first inning as another pitch gets past the catcher. Dursteller again slides home, and he touches the dish as ball 3 to Peyton Lish ends up bringing home another Gate City Real Estate run as the Soda Springs Cardinals take a 2-0 lead. Here in the top of the first inning, both runs earned against Hunter Opie. 2 hits for the Cardinals, 1 hit batsman, and Dylan Downs, owner of the only run batted in for the Cardinals, stands at third base 90 feet away as Lish chops one foul down the third base side. That'll rocket off the fence as Peyton Lish going straight at Dylan Downs down the third base side. We've seen him do that a couple of times. He did it at West Jefferson as well, with Kyle Dursteller standing down the line at third base. As that brings the count full 3-2. Opie looks in, working on the right side or left side of the rubber from his vantage point, and pours one over the heart of the plate, but high. Thought that one might get the call from the umpire. Might have seen him flinch, but that is a base on balls brought to you by Davis Repair, home of the equipment and diesel specialists. And a hard base on balls as well, as that took 6 pitches to earn the first walk surrendered by Opie. Brings up Mason Smith, the pitcher for the Cardinals in today's game, as the Cardinals continue to make Opie work on the mound as he has thrown his 24th pitch of this first inning. 2 outs, 2-0, Cardinals leading on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Mason Smith loses the bat as he squats one down the third base side. The count goes to 1-1. Big swing, got a piece of the ball and forced Coach Yuskoski to dance out of danger. As the right-handers for the Cardinals peppering the third base side with foul balls. 1-1 count. Opie again winds, quick delivery off the outside corner. Looks like he's rushing his delivery a little bit more. He's not taking as much time with that step. And despite the fact Peyton Lish over at first base is not the speed threat that you had on before, even in Dylan Downs. Pitch to the plate, inside and tight, and the count goes to 3-1. And I think Opie frustrated with himself for giving up the runs, especially after getting 2 outs with only 1 man on base and no runs surrendered. No wind fire, Peyton Lish taken off. Ball down to the dirt is ball 4. And Mason Smith earns a walk. Back-to-back Davis Repair walks, and the bases are loaded for the young freshman. Caleb Peterson will take his swings at the plate now after back-to-back walks and back-to-back singles. Pinch runner will come on to the base paths for Mason Smith as Brian Atterbury gets his second appearance of the tournament on the base paths. Got to come in the last game as well. Of course, in Idaho, you can pinch run for the pitcher and the catcher. And the catcher stepping to the plate, Caleb Peterson, right-handed batter. First appearance of this tournament. Takes a pitch high for ball 1. And Opie really struggling with that command. There's 29 pitches now here in this top of the first inning. Delivery of the plate, swung on and missed. Peterson sees the count go even, 1-1. 2 outs, still top of the first inning, 2-0. Bases full of Cardinals. Kyle Dursteller home, Zach Housley home. 1 on an RBI, 1 on a pass ball by the catcher. Opie winds, fires, and this one, check swing by Peterson, did not go, and a good block behind the plate by McKay Brashears. And the count goes to 2-1. Peterson showing good awareness to hold up on taking the full swing as he again strides into the right-handed box. Infield and outfield at regular depth as that pitch on the outside corner catches the plate, and the umpire calls it strike 2. 2-2, 2 outs, and a 2-run lead for the Soda Springs Cardinals. On that Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, Opie again winds, fires that just a little bit off. The catcher trying to frame his Brashears held it for a moment, but umpire not flinching, and the call goes the favor of the Cardinals. And the count goes full. Runner should be in motion. 3-2. And it pitched right down the heart of the plate, and Caleb Peterson hangs his head as he heads back to the dugout as he's not happy with himself, taking a backward strike on a 3-2 count. Cardinals, though, do strike for 2 despite giving up 2 strikeouts, and we head to the bottom of the first inning with the Cardinals leading on KBRV, the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry, Idaho on KBRV, the Bear, and the Co-op, the newly labeled Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com where you can watch the live video stream of today's ball game. Cardinals leading 2-0 after the top of the first inning on KBRV. Happy to have you with us here. 2 runs brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Give her a call at 208-547-7012 and let her find a way to get you home today. Cardinals really elevated that pitch count for Opie on the mound. 34 pitches, and they'll be hoping Mason Smith can work quickly in his bottom half of the inning, get the offense back up to the plate. As Mason Smith, who's been a welcome surprise for the Cardinals. They weren't necessarily banking on him being a major piece of the starting rotation. Still not necessarily a huge piece of what's expected to be the party rotation, but has been very accurate and very consistent out there on the mound. As the first pitch from him is bunted at and bunted foul by Opie as the count goes to 0-1. Mason Smith, the senior, and watching him against West Jefferson, has a very good fastball, can locate it well, and then a curveball that offsets it well and pairs well, as it can definitely snap off. Throws a changeup there, took a little bit off the fastball, and the count quickly to 0-2 on Hunter Opie. One of the big things that the Cardinals really look for from their players is make sure that you're consistent with the balls you throw, and there's that curveball, drops a deuce down, throw down to first base, pulls Peyton Lish off of the bag. Caleb Peterson a little bit too far to the right of the bag, and on base with a strikeout and an E2 is Hunter Opie. As Opie makes his way down to first base, Mason Smith with a strikeout, but the runner should not count. As the runner will count, but the error will keep him from being a earned run if he does come around to score, as a foul ball spoiled behind by Trey Smear. And the count goes to 0-1, and right now Mason Smith yet to throw a ball, as he's been very active in the strike zone. Looked like the runner Opie might have been taken off on that first pitch. We'll see if that affects the way that Mason Smith attacks the plate. He'll stride to the plate. Quick move and a swing and a miss from Trey Smear. Has him down 0-2. Looking for back-to-back strikeouts are the Cardinals, and Mason Smith to lead off this bottom of the first inning. 2-0 they lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Opie off first, does take off on this play. Off-speed pitch as Caleb Peterson's throw to second is well late, and sliding in safely with a MySpace storage stolen base is Hunter Opie. Ball missed. Trey Smear gets himself a little bit closer back in the count, 1-2. Smith sees this ball laced over the fence on the left side of the field, but foul, and the count will stay at 1-2 for yet another pitch. Cardinals looked fairly good in the first game, got the bats woken up. Defensively, made 5 errors, though, in that game, as a pitch, another off-speed pitch, fouled back to the screen. Mason Smith continuing to mix up the pitches he's throwing, never really get used to any one speed. Got those 3 pitches that he can throw at any time that he wants to, as he holds the ball behind his back with his right hand, tucks to the chin, fires the plate high, and the count goes to 2-2. Trey Smear really battling well at the plate right now. DECLO wearing the orange uniform tops. They actually lost to Wendell in their last game, 15-11 in a game that they had a 10-2 lead. As an off-speed pitch again, swung on and missed, and a throw down to first base, this time accurate by Caleb Peterson, will retire Smear for the strikeout. And the 2-3 putout will set him down. Moving up on a play to third base is Hunter Opie with the unearned run that he represents, as that will bring up the pitcher, or the catcher, excuse me, McKay Brashears. And Brashears, another right-handed batter for the DECLO Hornets. Conversation out in the field, as it looks like there's going to be a substitution by the Cardinals, possibly, as Zach Housley is going to be subbed for after he looks still gimpy with his leg, and that is going to give Ryan Atterbury the move to right field, and I believe that they're going to move Kyle Dursteller to shortstop. So Atterbury moves to right field. He'll replace Zach Housley in the order. And Brian will get his first start of the season overall. And as I said, Dursteller will move to short from second base. Case Griffiths moves back to second base, where he was first game of the season, or first game of this tournament, and that wraps up the moves for the Cardinals, as Housley will be on the bench for the remainder of the day, as a pitch upstairs at the letters is going to miss the strike zone for McKay Brashears. 1-0 count, third batter of the game for the DECLO Hornets. We'll see how the loss of Zach Housley affects the Soda Springs Cardinals. At the letters, Mason Smith holds the ball again, and a foul ball at the plate is going to be fought off by Brashears, and the count goes to 1-1. Pair of strikeouts for Mason Smith to open up the game. One reached on a drop third strike. The other one was thrown out by Caleb Peterson behind the plate. 1-1 count here with one out, bottom of the first. 2-0 Cardinals on top. Smith again comes set to the chest, strides to the plate, fires. This ball off the hands is going to be flared shallowly and fielded by Case Griffiths with the underhand about a foot above the field. A pop out to second base, a tough play at that for Case Griffiths. And on 3 pitches, down goes McKay Brashears, and the Cardinals have a chance to strand Hunter Opie at third base. All they got to do is get Tyler Matthews, the designated hitter, out. Matthews, a strong young man, you can tell by the way he steps up, just by the body type. And the first pitch to him, laced back up the middle. That's going to make its way through, and it's an RBI single for Tyler Matthews. On the first pitch he sees, well, punching one up the middle. It's an unearned run against Mason Smith, but it is a run nonetheless against the Soda Springs Cardinals. On the first hit, Smith has surrendered. And it keeps this first inning going in order to bring up Clayton Johnson, the second baseman for the DECLO Hornets. Matthews will take his lead off of first base. We'll see if they put him into motion. They will. The ball is going to be punched over towards third, away from Johnson. Dursteller was going to cover second base, and Johnson had nobody behind him, so it ends up being an infield single for Clayton Johnson. And back-to-back hits against Mason Smith for the DECLO Hornets as Matthews moves up a base. And it continues to bring up the bottom of the order with Nate Duke taking his swings. The center fielder for the Hornets takes the curveball that he misses badly. Mason Smith's curveball, again, just absolutely a filthy curveball that drops in late almost every single time it comes over. As he'll wind and fire again. This time put a little bit of a high fastball across, and the count goes to 0-2. And Mason Smith continuing to work well as he strides back up to the mound. 0-2 with 2 outs, bottom of the first. DECLO struck for 1. They have runners on first and second in a 2-1 game. Ball to the plate, another curveball, chopped towards home plate or back to the mound. Mason picks it up, throws to first. Got him just in time. Close play, bang, bang, as Nate Duke was hustling down the line, but he's cut down, and Mason Smith avoids any more damage as he only gives up the 1 run here in the bottom of the first inning. We head to the top of the second. Cardinals leading DECLO 2-1. The Glens Ferry Wood Bat Tournament on KBRV The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Welcome back out to Glens Ferry, Idaho. Caleb Berggraf on KBRV The Bear, the newly named Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com as the Soda Springs Cardinals leading 2-1 as Hunter Opie returns out to the mound and as Case Griffiths makes his way into the batter's box. Want to take a brief moment, say happy birthday to my dad back in Montrose, Colorado, April 6th. I won't say how old he's turning, but happy birthday to you, Dad, as hopefully the Cardinals can bring a pair of victories for you here on your birthday, as the first pitch strike to Case Griffiths is going to find its way over the plate. The count goes to 0-1. Cardinals struck for a hit, 2 hits actually in the first inning, as a pitch high is going to force Griffiths to duck out of the way. Opie struggled a little bit with his command in the first inning, through 34 pitches in that first frame. As he'll look in, glove at the chest into the windup, fires a fastball down the heart of the plate, and Case Griffiths takes that one looking, and it goes to a 1-2 count. Still 2-1. Top of the second inning now on your home for Cardinal Athletics, and Case fans at 1 and goes down as the third punch out for Hunter Opie in the game. As Opie's starting to really, again, he's struggling still with a little bit of his command, but he's got that heat that really is going to fan quite a few batters as he gets Case Griffiths to sit down looking. Ryan Atterbury now steps up as he bats for Zach Housley, who was replaced in the bottom of the first inning with an ankle injury as he slid into second. Now pitch upstairs and at the helmet. That's a way to be welcomed into the game as Atterbury has to duck out of the way quickly. First at bat, and how about a little bit of high cheese? 1-0, no, 1 out, and the ball popped up by Atterbury down the first base side, moving over the catcher, and is going to put it away as McCabe Brashears snares it into the orange and black glove on his left hand and puts it away for out number 2. Atterbury going up hacking, but unable to get that one to go down into the field of play, as it is a simple pop out 20 feet away from home plate, and it brings up Logan Mumford. Mumford struck out swinging his first time up. And the first pitch to him swung on and missed. Nasty curveball that drops in over the front of the plate. Mumford took 6 pitches to go down on a 2-2 count. Fouled one off to keep himself alive, but he'll have to keep that fight going as he swings late on another pitch, and the count goes to 0-2. That loss of Zach Housley, top of the order, cannot hurt the Cardinals too badly. They need to find ways to still be effective without some of their better players on the field in case something happens. As Logan Mumford swings and misses, he's going to chug down to first, but the throw made by Brashears is going to get into the glove of Trey Ramsey before Mumford can make it down, and it's another strikeout for Hunter Opie. That wraps things up in the top of the second inning. Cardinals go down 1-2-3 with a pair of strikeouts. We'll see Mason Smith back onto the mound for the bottom of the second inning on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Mountain States Insurance Company. Stop in for help with all of your insurance needs at 30 East, 2nd South next to Caribou Jackson, Soda Springs, or call 208-547-2141 and talk to an agent today. Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry. The Soda Springs Cardinals going 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second inning as Case Griffith strikes out, Ryan Atterbury pops out, and Logan Mumford strikes out. And Hunter Opie starting to feel a little bit more comfortable out on the mound. Mason Smith looked like he was feeling comfortable on the mound, but gave up a couple of back-to-back singles, as now a ball flared out beyond third base is going to drop behind Jaron Johnson, as he lost track of that one in the sky up above, and it drops for a single that only traveled right about 110 feet or so on a pop-up high into the sky. The first pitch that Brevin Gibson saw, and the right fielder makes his way over to first base. Trey Ramsey will step up now, the first baseman for the DECLO Hornets, as the Hornets will not put a runner into motion. Peterson keeps the ball in front of him that pops out of his glove, and the count goes to 1-0 to Trey Ramsey. As Mason Smith missed high and upstairs on that pitch. 1-0 count, nobody out, bottom of the second inning, 2-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Mason Smith again sets, pitch to the plate, swung on and missed. Big swing by Trey Ramsey. Evens the count at 1-1. Took a huge cut, but came up with nothing but air. Smith checks back behind him for the runner once again, sets at the chest, winds, fires. This pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. Runner was going. Trying for a stolen base, brought to you by MySpace Storage. But he'll have to jog back over to first base once again, and we'll see a 1-2 count to Trey Ramsey, who stands in the right-handed batter's box. Peterson flashes the sign back behind home plate, covers it up, tries not to let the first baseman, or the runner at first, see it. And as Mason Smith checks the runner, now looks back in for another sign. Wind still blowing out to center field on this day, as another pitch just a little bit low misses, and the count goes to 2-2. Nobody out. Cardinals looking to try and get back into the dugout quickly. And Mason Smith again waits, as this one swung on and missed. Nasty curveball again. Good pitch to run on. Peterson's throw a little bit late. Part of that because of the off-speed pitch that came over the plate. But it's a 5-pitch strikeout, the third of the game for Mason Smith. And Tanner Schroeder will bring in his bat and swings and misses at a pitch right down the heart of the plate. 0-1. Runner at second base is Brevin Gibson with a stolen base, brought to you by MySpace Storage. 0-1 count, 1 out, as Mason Smith looks to hold on to that 2-1 lead and misses inside, forcing Schroeder to jump out of danger, and the count goes to 1-1. Smith works quickly. So wind, fire, that off the outside corner of the plate. 2-1 goes the count. Mason again sets, winds, fires, swung on and missed. Count goes to 2-2. Tanner Schroeder, the number 9 hitter, trying to flip things over, bring home Brevin Gibson for a run, as Hunter Opie waits in the on-deck circle for his next opportunity at the plate. Mason Smith, the big hole over on the left side, tries to snap off that curveball again. And if he drops that into the strike zone, Tanner Schroeder probably was going to go down, but just missed a little bit high. Didn't have as much top spin on it as he was hoping for. And the count goes full. 3-2. Pitch to the plate, swung on, lifted into left field, drifting back on it. Logan Mumford puts it away in the left field grass, and it's out number 2 as the Cardinals continue to work well through this second inning. They have given up a leadoff single, but right now Mason Smith tiptoeing around it, and Hunter Opie will make his way into the right-handed batter's box to see if he can improve on a strikeout that did see him end up coming home after he reached on a throwing error as the first pitch to the plate down in the dirt and scooped up by Caleb Peterson. Count goes to 1-0. Opie on 3 pitches struck out, one of the 3 strikeouts that Mason Smith's been able to record so far as he winds and fires. This ball bounced over towards short. Kyle Dursteller sees the ball go past him. Now Logan Mumford with a mistake in left field is going to see one dribble past him as well. It'll go as a hit, and it should be a possible error as well that allows the run to come home. We'll see what they call that on the scoreboard. And it will instead just be an RBI single for Hunter Opie. So the second single of the inning brings home Brevin Gibson from second base. And the Cardinals will have to continue to try and build more runs as they end up giving up a lead. Caleb Peterson with the throw down to second base as he slips on home plate. Couldn't get a lot on the throw, and sliding in safely with a stolen base is Hunter Opie. Count to 0-1 as the pitch, as I said, swung on and missed on what seems to be a hit and run to Trey Smear. He struck out as well his first time up. Pitch to him, swung on and missed again, and the count goes 0-2. Cardinals playing full up the middle, but a big hole again over on that left side is Dursteller playing shaded behind the second base bag. Pitched again to the plate, fouled off right back to us. And the count will go and stay at 0-2. Mason Smith looks in, nods the head, holds the gloves high, not worried about the runner, fires a strike 3, ball drops down to the dirt. Caleb Peterson hesitates, nobody over at first, as that ball just saved from going deep into the corner by Mason Smith, by Peyton Lish, who was late to get over to first base. As it draws the ire of Coach Uskoski in the dugout, another drop third strike that allows a runner to reach base. And another error on the Cardinals, allowing him to get to base. As it brings up McCabe Brashears with a chance to do some damage with some more unearned runs. With a pair of runners on the base paths. And Smith will step in. Runners on the corners. On another error, Trey Smear reaches base after Peyton Lish failed to cover the first base bag. And a pitch to the plate up tight. Throw down to second base is going to be late. As again sliding in with a stolen base is Trey Smear. That's his first stolen base of the game. The 4th stolen base by the DECLO Hornets already. With a 1-0 count, 2 outs, ball lifted deep into left field. Logan Mumford is going to turn his numbers to the plate as that one driven to one hop the fence. Coming around second base is McCabe Brashears. He's thinking triple, and he is going to easily have that triple as the ball is thrown out of play, and that's going to allow him to come home. A 3-bagger and another error on the Cardinals. This one goes on Kyle Dursteller. That allows it to clear the bases and bring home 3 runs. Mistake-ridden inning for the Soda Springs Cardinals right now, as they have seen errors cost them 3 more runs, and DECLO has exploded to a 5-2 lead, and only one of the runs they've scored has been an earned run. The Hornets will now send up Tyler Matthews. He singled in a run his last time up. And the first pitch to him off the outside and low for a ball. That error on the drop third strike, very costly to the Cardinals now, as it has seen DECLO take complete control of this game. As a big swing and a miss by Matthews, misses one up in the zone. And the count goes to 1-1. We'll see if that ends up costing him. Again, 3 runs that should never have had an opportunity to come home. Pitch to the plate, taken inside for a ball. Matthews singled in a run his first time up on the first pitch he saw here, showing a little bit more patience as he once more steps up. The right-handed batter with the black gloves, orange uniform top, swings and misses. Another big cut. 2-2 to the right-handed designated hitter. Looks back to his coach, Doug Meyer. Stands over in the third base coach's box, steps back in. And Mason Smith again looks forward. Off-speed curveball that ends up fouled off of the netting to our front, and the count stays at 2-2 for yet another pitch. Mason Smith now is having to work through some pitches here in this inning. He'll come set once again at the chest, winds, fires. This ball tattooed down the left field line. Unfortunately, that was not a good tattoo as it goes foul. He's got to straighten that out. That one was gone by a mile. But only counts if you keep it inside the yellow foul poles, and so we'll have to do that again. 2-2 count once more. We'll try it. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat. This one an off-speed pitch that's going to be punched through the hole between second and third. Dive by Dursteller. Couldn't find it in time, and it is another single for Tyler Matthews. The DECLO Hornets really starting to show off what kind of team they could be this season at the 2A ranks. As they continue to keep the hits coming here in this inning, they've poured across 4 hits to go along with a couple of errors by the Cardinals. Pitch to the plate, taken off the outside, and it goes for strike 1 to Clayton Johnson. Reached on a single as Mason looks back over to first base, and a pitch to the outside corner again finds the strike zone. Now Clayton Johnson finds himself in an 0-2 hole to Mason Smith, the senior, looking to work his way out of an inning, which has already seen 4 runs plated, 5-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and he'll do just that. Another strikeout as he fans Clayton Johnson and sets him down on 3 straight pitches. Cardinals currently trailing 5-1 on the 5-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. We'll be back with more in the top of the 3rd inning on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV The Bear, and mylocalradio.com.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today. Welcome back out to Glens Ferry, Idaho, as the Soda Springs Cardinals struggling to keep focus in a couple of times, and it cost them as McCabe Brashears drills a triple into the left center field gap that turned Logan Mumford's number back to us as he had to sprint back and get it in. Scored 2 runs, and McCabe Brashears himself came home on a throwing error by Kyle Dursteller that went out of play. So with nothing the count and nobody out, it'll be Jaron Johnson who's going to punch one over towards the shortstop position. That's Bobble Johnson on the run, safe at first base as the Soda Springs Cardinals get the leadoff man onto the base paths. It'll be an E6, I believe, most likely going to be the call, and that is exactly what they will tally that one up as, a bobbled ball, as if he fields that one cleanly, it's probably Trey Smear throwing out Jaron Johnson, but he'll take the base runner, so will the Soda Springs Cardinals, and Kyle Dursteller will get his opportunity to try and push across a run. Opie looks back, checks Johnson, fires the plate. Dursteller laces one back to the shortstop. That's a one-hopper. Easy play, throw for 1, and safe at first base on the fielder's choice is Kyle Dursteller, as he was able to beat out the comeback throw for the double play. Still goes as a 6-4 putout, and the Cardinals being aggressive, trying to make up for those runs given up, will still trail 5-3 with a runner at first and 1 out. Dylan Downs singled in a run his last time up. Left at third base with the bases loaded when Caleb Peterson struck out looking with a full count. 5-2. Cardinals currently still trailing as the ball bounced up to the plate. And Dylan Downs will watch himself gain a hitter's count, 1-0 ahead in that count. Here on a afternoon game between the Cardinals and the DECLO Hornets. Off of first base is Dursteller. A little bit more speed. Snap throw back to first base. Almost caught Dursteller leaning off, but he's able to scramble back to the bag before the ball got there. And Dylan Downs will remain given the opportunity to push him further up the bases. 2-0 count. Opie again holds the ball, checks the runner, strides to the plate. This one off and away, and Dylan Downs is up 3-0 in the count. Seems like Opie really starts rushing himself when people get on base. If there's no one on base, he really has a good rhythm to himself. But once someone's on base, seems like he really has a hitch in his step. As that pitch for a strike, Dursteller easily safe on a stolen base as he nabs second base for the first stolen base of the game for the Cardinals. That stolen base brought to you by MySpace Storage. 3-1 count to Downs now, the senior. Will be pitching tomorrow against Prairie. Looks out to Opie once more. Steps, fires, and this one low and away, and Downs will sprint his way down to first base with a base on balls. Of course, all walks in today's game being brought to you by Davis Repair, home of the equipment and diesel specialist. Call them at 208-221-9403 or stop by 600 West Highway 30 in Soda Springs. Peyton Lish will step into the right-handed batter's box now. He walked his last time up on a full count, took 6 pitches to get him on base. In the first pitch, a hard curveball that drops into the plate. As Lish not ready for it and wasn't expecting it to drop back into the strike zone. 0-1 count. 1 out here in the top of the third inning as Lish will chop one over towards third. Runners will all move up. Dursteller gets caught in the base paths, and he is going to be forced out by the third baseman. Goes 5 unassisted, no other play made. And the Cardinals now see 2 outs with runners on first and second as Mason Smith, who you know is going to be looking to try and punch his way off of the ropes, will be stepping back into the batter's box. Only one of the runs he surrendered has been given up by him, but here's a chance for him to really try and get his team back into it as he swings and misses that off-speed changeup to the first pitch he sees. He walked his first time up on 5 pitches. That was the last runner to reach base for the Cardinals before Jaron Johnson reached on an error as Smith swings and misses at another pitch down low around the knees. 2 outs, 2 strike count. 5-2 here in the top of the third on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Lish leads off first, Downs off second as that's an off-speed pitch. Just bends off of the outside corner of the plate, and the count goes to 1-2 as Mason Smith will stay alive to see another pitch. Opie sets, the right-hander kicks, fires. This one popped up, and that one's going to make it beyond the netting. Just kicks off of the netting, and Smith will stay alive as that one wrapped off of the netting and into the glove of the catcher Brashears. As he smiles, that should count as an out still. But it does not, and it allows Mason Smith to have one more opportunity. At least one more. 1-2. 2 outs. Opie again to the plate. Inside. Just misses the inside corner as well, and the count goes to 2-2. Now Mason Smith starting to show that patience at the plate. Starting to work the count and make sure that he's not an easy out for Opie, who winds, fires this one off the outside corner. The count goes full. And that's an extra benefit for the Cardinals, as now Peyton Lish will be able to get into motion. Also, Dylan Downs should be able to get into motion from second base with a full count and 2 outs. Opie winds, fires upstairs, and that is ball 4. As everybody makes their way up an extra base, another Davis Repair walk. That's the 4th walk issued by Hunter Opie in the game so far. And the Cardinals see the bases chock full as Downs makes his way up ahead to third base. And it'll be a pinch runner coming in for Mason Smith once again after he earns his 2nd walk of the game. Longer inning than I think Opie expected, up to 17 pitches. And he'll face Caleb Peterson, who went down looking his first time up on a 3-2 delivery. He's going to pop one up around home plate. Brashear gives it up for his pitcher, and coming in to put it away is Hunter Opie. On the first pitch he sees, Caleb Peterson pops out, and the Cardinals will leave them loaded for a second straight time with Caleb Peterson at the plate. They trail 5-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard after failing to score in the last couple of innings. We'll see if their fortunes change as the defense once again returns to the field. It'll be Mason Smith onto the mound once more on KBRV The Co-op and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Bottom of the third inning brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs. Carries only the best brands, including Lazy Boy, Amana, Maytag, Crosley, GE, and more. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, making your house a home. Cardinals trailing 5-2 to the DECLO Hornets, who have pushed across runs in the first and the second inning, although only one of those runs has been classified as an earned run so far against Mason Smith, as 3 errors made by the Cardinals, including 2 drop third strikes that have allowed runners to reach, including both of those runners coming around to score, have allowed the DECLO Hornets to take that 5-2 lead, as they will see Nate Duke, Brevin Gibson, and Trey Ramsley lead things off, these 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the lineup. So bottom of the order, chance for Mason Smith to get through it as the ball is pushed into center field. Dylan Downs casually backs his way into the center field grass and puts it away for a first pitch out. Dylan Downs, one of the senior leaders, has been moved into that center field spot, and while he's not the fastest of the Cardinals out there in the outfield right now, Logan Mumford and Brian Atterbury both could probably beat him in the 40-yard dash. He is one of the ones who takes the better routes to the ball whenever it comes to cutting them off. So that's the biggest reason he's been put out there into that center field position and can be a captain for the Cardinals in that center field area. Brevin Gibson takes a first pitch for a ball from Mason Smith. Mason Smith, still yet to walk anybody, has given up the 6 hits in the game, though, as a pitch inside taken for ball 2. One of those hits went to Brevin Gibson on the first pitch he saw. That led off the bottom of the second inning, as they'll swing and miss at a pitch, making it 2-1. Again, this third inning brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance, hoping to see the Cardinals get through it quickly. Smith will again set, fire, swung on and missed again. Brevin Gibson down after getting ahead 2-0, sees the count fought back to 2-2 by Mason Smith, just putting fastballs across the letters. And this time the off-speed pitch just poked out of play down the right field line by Brevin Gibson. He was fooled badly, expecting another fastball, and way out on his front foot just threw the bat towards the plate and hoped to make contact, and did. Keeps the count at 2-2. Smith to the plate again, swung on and fouled off. Another fastball at the letters by Gibson, and Mason really using his pitches well and adjusting to what is coming to the plate. Trying to make sure the hitter does not know what's happening. Is now a changeup fouled off and spoiled to the right side again. A little bit late on the swing by Brevin Gibson, but he'll see an 8th pitch in this at-bat. And with Mason already up to 55 pitches, this just helping get him out of the game a bit quicker as the ball flared over towards third, and diving and sliding to his knees to make the play. Jared Johnson lays out for it, and it's another out. The defense really stepping up for Mason Smith out in the field, which is deservedly so after the fact that their 3 errors have really cost them the lead in this game. Trey Ramsey will step up. He struck out swinging his first time up. One of the 4 punch-outs for Mason Smith in the game. He'll wind up and fire one to the plate. That's been a miss inside for a ball. Two outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Ball grounded right back to Smith, who lazily sticks the glove out there right to him. He lobs it over to first base, and the out's recorded. Quickly, the DECLO Hornets down in the bottom of the third inning, brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance. We'll be back with the top of the fourth on KBRV, the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
The Soda Springs Cardinals still looking to try and come back. They led this game after the first inning of play. They had a 2-0 or 2-1 lead after an inning, but DECLO put across 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning, 3 of them unearned, and has taken a 5-2 lead as we enter the top of the fourth inning, with this game being a timed game, 2-hour time limit. But right now, with the way the pitchers have been going, this is definitely one of those that will see a chance at going all the way through the 7 innings, especially if these two pitchers continue to duel this well. Case Griffiths will lead things off. He struck out swinging his first time up. The number 9 batter in the Cardinal order will give way to Brian Atterbury, who replaced Zach Housley after he was injured sliding into home plate. And Logan Mumford will be the number 3 batter in the inning as this ball punched into center field, and diving and almost making a laid-out play is the center fielder, Nate Duke. Laid it all out on the line, but on base, Case Griffiths with a leadoff single for the Soda Springs Cardinals. An extra effort play made by Case Griffiths, by Nate Duke against Case Griffiths, and he gets the third base knock of the game for the Soda Springs Cardinals. As checking back to first is Opie with the runner on, and again, he seems to have a little bit of a hitch in his step whenever he has that runner on base as Brian Atterbury shows bunt and pulls it back. A high pitch that misses for ball 1. Griffiths off to a short lead at first base. See if they put the bunt sign on once again. This time they're letting Brian swing away. That's punched through the hole between first and second. That's a back-to-back base hit. Brian Atterbury coming in off of the bench. He was not expected to do much but pinch run in this game. And the Soda Springs Cardinals have watched as he helps them along with another base knock. Back-to-back hits to lead off the inning. Brian Atterbury stepping up in a place that you really needed him to, and the junior makes his way down to first base. We'll see if Logan Mumford can keep the attack and the assault on the base paths going. Griffith stands over at second, and it's Mumford who shows bunt, misses, and the count goes to 0-1 on the sophomore for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Checks back over to Coach Uskoski at third base, for the sign. See if the bunt is going to remain in action. It will, as he shows bunt. This time gets it down. That's going to go to the pitcher. Opie up with it, throws on to first, and the throw is going to pick the first baseman off the bag, and safe on the play is Logan Mumford. Mumford collided with the first baseman as jumping up for the ball is number 2 of the DECLO Hornets. Check that. That's Tyson Ramsey, who has been put into the game to replace Trey Ramsey. That's Tyson getting his first opportunity. And it's going to go as an error on the pitcher that allows Logan Mumford to get on base. Opie winds, fires, and a strike to Jared Johnson. With the bases chock full of Cardinals. Mumford on first, Atterbury on second, and Griffith stands over at third. As Opie looks in, nobody out. Chance to have a big inning if you're a Cardinals fan. Pitch to the plate, another breaking ball misses off the outside, and Johnson sees the count go back to even. Good part of the order to have this happen in. With the heart of the lineup coming up, as Opie again winds, fires a pitch high, and that misses inside. You know, the Cardinals would love to have any opportunity to bring that run home. A walk would do the trick. Jaron Johnson already has a walk-off walk this year with the bases loaded. That happened last weekend against West Jefferson. This pitch missing again. Tight to the strike zone, but not quite catching enough of it, says the home plate umpire, and the count goes to 3-1, and Johnson will again await. Good hitter's count, chance to really rocket one somewhere as he can put everything he's got into it, and he does, but fouls it off and just missing a truck in the parking lot behind us. Fills the count, 3-2. We'll see how Johnson decides to attack this. Nobody out, bases full of Cardinals. Infield playing straight up as this pitch swung on and missed a nasty curveball in the dirt. Jaron Johnson got fooled, and that is the 5th strikeout by Hunter Opie of the Cardinals. First time Johnson's gone down swinging, and on 6 pitches he is retired as Kyle Dursteller will be left with the necessity of bringing home those runs. The right-hander steps in. Hole up the middle, nowhere else as everyone's playing off of the bases. No place for the runners to go as a strike is poured in over the plate by Opie, and Hunter gives himself a 0-1 count. Dursteller awaits this pitch, off-speed curveball that finds the strike zone. Count goes to 0-2. Cardinals showing patience, but now's not the time to show patience with an 0-2 count. Dursteller needs to be selective, but you don't want to go down looking or swinging, and they'll not do that as he's going to loop one out into left field. That does the trick. They're going to hold Ryan Atterbury at third base, but it's an RBI single for Kyle Dursteller, and an 0-2 count. Just went with the pitch and took it softly into left field. Didn't try to do too much with it, and the Cardinals get a run back on the RBI. Cardinals make it 5-3 with that hit. Ryan Atterbury moves up to third as Case Griffiths comes across with the Ricky Wood Gate City Real Estate run. As a pitch to Dylan Downs taken for a strike. The curveball snapped off well by Hunter Opie. Wind dying down. Flags in center field hanging limp. The second flag on the pole wafting slightly, but not much movement to it either as the American flag hangs limply there, and another pitch misses. The count goes to 1-1. Cardinals climbing back in, down 5-3. They led this game at one point 2-1. As Opie winds, fires. That's an off-speed pitch off the outside, and another hitter's count for Dylan Downs now. As he gets ahead 2-1 into the count. Opie still working from that left-hand side of the rubber. Winds, fires. That down low, blocked behind the plate by the catcher Brashears. And the count goes to 3-1, and we'll see how Dylan Downs attacks this one. Good hitter's count, no place to put him. Bases chock full of Cardinals. Opie winds, fires, and Downs chops one over towards short, and running in front of the ball is Mumford. It's going to force a missed throw. Mumford's going to be able to come home as well as he moved up from second to third to distract the shortstop. It'll go as an error on Trey Smyer, and Dylan Downs reaches. One run would have come home anyways, but the second run will be unearned. Dylan Downs is going to remain standing at first. Kyle Dursteller moves up to third, and 2 runs come home. One of them earned, the other one unearned against Opie. And 5 runs for the Cardinals as they've come back to tie it up, and a ball fouled off back behind the backstop as up to the plate comes Peyton Lish. Still with 1 out, 5-5. On the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. 0-1 count to the sophomore Lish. He had a 1-hitter in his earlier appearance in 5 innings as the Cardinals won their first game 7-2 against Wendell. Wendell, of course, in the same district as the DECLO Hornets. Lish again stands into the right-handed box. Opie sets, kicks the back leg, fires, and this ball fouled off to the screen and the netting here on the near side, and the count goes to 0-2. Runners on the corners for the Cardinals. Dursteller over at third base. Kyle started off the rally in true form as he got the first RBI across the plate. Cardinals have had several other chances to strike but have never been able to take advantage as Lish watches the pitch dance off the outside corner but not quite dance enough with its partner over the plate, and the count goes to 1-2. Dylan Downs leads off of first as he reached on an error. To the plate, Opie once again, and Lish swings and fouls one off of the metal bleachers over on the left side. And the count remains 1-2. Long at bat by Peyton Lish. He's going to see the sixth pitch, especially for a 1-2 count. Showing a good job battling at the plate. Opie starting to see his pitch count rise as well. So he'll kick stride, and this one off the outside, and Lish battles it back to a 2-2 count. On deck, Mason Smith hoping for another opportunity. Should get one with only one out in the inning. As Opie to the plate, off-speed pitch gets Lish swinging as he had him fooled. Again, waiting on that fastball, and then that off-speed pitch snaps in as Opie gets his sixth punch-out of the game. Cost him 8 pitches to do it, though, and he is over 80 pitches in the game now. Brings up Mason Smith to the plate. First pitch to Mason, fouled right back to us. And the count goes to 0-1. Mason's walked both times to the plate. First time on 5 pitches. Second time a long battle that took 8 pitches, but he got himself on base with that walk. And here, takes one on the left shoulder, and for the third straight time without taking the bat off his shoulders, Mason Smith is on base. A hit by pitch puts him down onto first base, and the bases once again will be loaded. And tell me if you've heard this before. Caleb Peterson, 2 outs, bases chock full of Cardinals come into the plate. It's destiny for him to try and do something with this one. He's had enough chances, and if at first you don't succeed, try again. The DECLO Hornets giving him that opportunity. Big hit here could give the Cardinals the lead. As Opie looks in. Right-hander winds, fires, and this pitch inside, taken for a ball as Caleb Peterson gets ahead in the count, 1-0. 5-5 game, tied here in the top of the 4th inning. On the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, Opie winds, kicks, fires this one just off the outside corner. Catcher liked it as Brashear held the glove for a moment. Didn't get the call, though, and the count goes to 2-0. Caleb Peterson showing patience. Probably would guess he's taken here unless it's a pitch right where he likes it. And this pitch instead will be high as he ducks out of the way. And that is a strike that bent back into the zone. 2-1 count as Peterson flinched. And Opie will see if he comes back with that same pitch. No, he goes with a hard ball. That's bounced right over to third, though, and that will do it. The Cardinals come back for 3 runs, though, tie the game as they end up bringing it back to a 5-all tie on KBRV, the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Caribou County Athletics are being brought to you by Bear River Head Start, where they are now accepting applications for preschool. Call 435-755-0181 and enroll your 3- or 4-year-old children today.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for April 6th through the 12th. Grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.59 a pound. Grab a Fill It Fresh $10 mix or match bag and pack it with apples, navel oranges, whole mini watermelons, fresh white corn, tomatoes, carrots, red bell peppers, yellow onions, potatoes, and lettuce. And finish it all off with 2 pounds of Western Family block or shredded medium cheddar cheese at $4.99 each. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs. This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate. Call Ricky today at 208-547-7012 and let her help you find your way home. Welcome back out to Glens Ferry, Idaho at the Glens Ferry Woodbat Tournament. An exciting game between the Cardinals and the DECLO Hornets developing as the Cardinals fighting their way back from down 5-2. They've tied it at 5 after a 3-run top of the 4th inning. 4 of their 5 runs have come across as earned runs. On the other side, only 1 of the runs the DECLO Hornets have scored has been an earned run, with the Cardinals' 3 errors. One of them, the biggest, most costly one, came with 2 outs in that 2nd inning as a drop third strike allowed Trace Meyer to get on base, and then a triple brought them all home and also brought Brashear home as he tripled into the left corner and ended up bringing all 3 runs across. And the first batter of the inning back to the action is going to be Tanner Schroeder, who ends up grounding out to the pitcher, an almost duplicate at-bat of the final at-bat of the third inning. And Mason Smith continues the role that he's on as he gets the first pitch out. And the Cardinals get the first out from the number 9 batter in the order for the DECLO Hornets. Hunter Opie will step up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 so far, a single and a drop third strike. He has scored a pair of runs and has an RBI. A couple stolen bases to his credit, and he's going to pop one up. Another first pitch swing, and Caleb Peterson finds it, but can't make the play. The ball is in fair territory, and throwing down to first base, not running on the play, was Hunter Opie. He didn't realize that he needed to, and it ends up being a 2-3 putout. The ball landed in fair territory and rolled forward. And the Cardinals will get the benefit of a little bit of a lucky play. As Coach Doug Meyer, looking a little bit disgruntled in the third base box, staring blankly off towards his dugout, has to be a little bit upset as the miscues by the Cardinals have suddenly made their way over to the DECLO Hornets. First pitch to Trace Meyer, number 2 batter in the order, and the number 3 batter in the inning is going to be taken for a ball. Now he laces one down the left field line. That bounces in fair territory. Logan Mumford overruns it. Smeyer's going to head to second base on the overrun, and he has a 2-out double to put himself in scoring position. And the inning will go at least one more batter. McCabe Brashears, who has been a thorn in the side of Mason Smith, will step to the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth, 5-5. Cardinals scored 3 Ricky Wood and Gate City Real Estate runs. Call Ricky at 208-547-7012. Those 3 runs came in the top of this inning, trying to hold that tie with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. McCabe Brashears has that 2 RBI triple. To his credit, that was his last at-bat. Now he's going to lace one to short. It's mishandled by Dursteller and thrown off the mark over to first, and safe on the error by Dursteller is McCabe Brashears. The ball was on a line to him, and Dursteller just didn't see it all the way into his glove. It's the 4th error of the Cardinals in this game, 9th error of the day in 2 games by the Cardinals, as they have made enough mistakes for a season almost. As Brashear makes his way to first. Mason looks over to first, now looks back over to second, looks to third, then looks back over to first on a pickoff move, and now once again directs his attention to the designated hitter Tyler Matthews, who is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Big hole up the middle, or over to the left side, and Matthews takes a huge hack at that one and fouls it beyond the press box behind home plate. And the count goes to 0-1 on the DH. Once again, into the right-handed batter's box he goes. 0-1 count, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Runners on the corners. Go-ahead run, stands over at third. Pitch to the plate, off-speed pitch that caused the umpire to flinch. Now the ball gets away from the third baseman. Caleb Peterson tried to go to third to catch him off of the bag, even though he really wasn't off the bag, and another error on the Cardinals allows a run to score. That's 5 errors on the Cardinals now. And it also sends McCabe Brashears up to second base on an unnecessary throw. Granted, the play needs to be made by Jaron Johnson at third to keep the ball in front of him, but an unnecessary throw, especially with this moonshot, a pop-up into the middle of the diamond that Dursteller puts away one-handed just to the left of second base, and the out is recorded. But the Cardinals give up another unearned run, as Mason Smith has only given up 1 earned run in his 4 innings of work. And the Cardinals trail 6-5 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard on KBRV, the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto. Imagine.
Mason Smith only has to throw 7 pitches in the last inning, but despite only throwing those 7 pitches, another run comes across the plate, another unearned run at that, as the Soda Springs Cardinals trail 6-5, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, or heading to the top of the 5th inning. 5th inning brought to you by Bear Lake Drug, where they have everything you need to get better quick and carry durable medical equipment for purchase or rent. Enjoy their gift shop and get a surprise for that someone special. Cardinals will again be trying to work against, I believe, Opie, as he once more moves out onto the mound. 94 pitches. He has 16 pitches remaining by my tally before he reaches the limit in the game, and to where he can no longer present himself on the mound, as that is one of the new rules. Again, 110 pitches, the maximum that can be thrown by a pitcher in any high school game in Idaho, and you have to have 3 days of rest after that. Several other orders up and down the line, but that one is the big one. 85 to 110, 3 days of rest, a new rule that's been implemented by Idaho coming into this season. Opie with his 95th pitch fires a ball off the outside to Case Griffiths, who leads things off as he got a single and came around to score his last time up. 1-0 count here in the top of the 5th, and the ball off the outside corner of the plate misses, and the count goes to 2-0. 6-5, the DECLO Hornets leading the Soda Springs Cardinals. As once more Opie winds, fires. This one swung on and missed. Big swing by Griffiths, but he got started late, and the count goes to 2-1. As Opie again will stare in. The right-hander winds, an off-speed pitch off the outside as the count goes to 3-1. And another good hitter's count for the Cardinals. Case Griffiths will try and get himself on base once more for a leadoff runner, and a pitch off the outside. Once more he is on base. This time it's with a Davis Repair base on balls as he makes his way down to first. Davis Repair, home of the equipment and diesel specialist. Call them at 208-221-9403 or swing by 600 West Highway 30 in Soda Springs. It's the 5th walk by Opie in the game as Ryan Atterbury will step up to the plate, takes a first pitch ball. Atterbury has a single to his credit, 1 for 2 in the game so far after coming in to replace Zach Housley, and swings and misses at a pitch well out in front of it, and the count evens at 1-1. See if the Cardinals have him trying to bunt and trying to move Case Griffiths over. He stands off of first base. Nobody out here in the 5th inning. Griffiths will see Atterbury show bunt, pulls it back though as he has to duck under a pitch, and the count goes to 2-1. And Atterbury gets himself back ahead in the count. 5 runs, 5 hits, 5 errors for the Cardinals in the game. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the DECLO Hornets in the game as Atterbury fooled on another curveball well out in front, and the count goes to 2-2. He'll have to battle now and keep himself alive. And the 2-2 delivery from Opie down in the dirt. Count goes full. Nobody out in the full count. And again, Opie really starting to approach that pitch count total here in this 5th inning of work. We'll see who the Hornets are going to put in for his place. Case Griffiths on the 3-2 pitch, taken off, slides in safely, and it's ball 4 anyways. So back-to-back walks by Opie put runners on first and second for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Does not go as a stolen base since it was ball 4 anyways. And it is the 6th walk by Opie in the game, and that is going to bring Coach Doug Meyer out to the mound, and that will do it for Opie as he is going to head to the dugout. Took off his glove to hand it to the coach, and now the coach will say, hey, you can keep the glove, I just need the ball, as he is going to bring in the right fielder. And coming in to do the pitching for the Hornets, Brevin Gibson. We're going to take a break while he gets his warm-up pitches in. Back after this on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Welcome back out to the home of the GLENNS FERRY Wood Bat Invitational, as moving from left field into right field, Tanner Schroeder, I believe, will be making that substitution. Over to right field will go, or left field, excuse me, goes Hunter Opie. And pitching once more, Brevin Gibson will get his first opportunities at the mound, as he is going to come in with a pair of runners on base, inheriting those runners and hoping to keep them from coming across and keep DECLO in front. He's got a tough challenge, as the heart of the order will be coming to the plate for the Soda Springs Cardinals. It's Cade Mumford with nobody out to lead things off for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Behind him, Jaron Johnson and Kyle Dursteller. Johnson still 0 for 3. Dursteller, though, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored as well. Gibson checks back behind him as he'll set at the chest. Stares in, winds, fires, and that pitch off the outside as Mumford showed bunt and pulled it back. Mumford 0 for 3 so far, looking to try and change his success story at the plate and trying to move those runners up, as he'll put that bunt down right in front of home plate. Picking up the ball, Gibson throws onto first. It's a successful sacrifice for Logan Mumford, and the Cardinals will move ahead a pair of runners on the 1-3 putout. Positive out, and it brings up a couple of big bats. Get the ball in play now if you're Jaron Johnson, and you get that tying run coming across the plate, get a base hit, and you have an opportunity of bringing home 2. Jaron Johnson flew out to center field his first time up, reached on an error his second time, and then struck out swinging in the last inning as he takes a pitch off the outside that goes for ball 1. The count goes to 1-0, 1 out, top of the 5th inning. Brought to you by Bear Lake Drug, 6-5. The Cardinals trailing by 1 to the DECLO Hornets. As the pitch to the plate is going to plunk Jaron Johnson. He's frustrated as he wanted the chance to drive home some runs and throws the bat as he takes his base on the first hit batsman of the game by Brevin Gibson. And Kyle Dursteller will step up with the bases chock full of Cardinals. Tying run just 90 feet away as he gets the swing away signal from the coach in the third base box, Coach Jeff Yuskoski, communicating with all of his players. As Cade Mumford stands in the first base box. Now Dursteller's going to get hit. He gets hit on the left shoulder, and he's going to make his way down to first base with an RBI hit by pitch. It's a painful way to get on base and a painful way to earn that RBI, but I'm sure he'll take it as the Cardinals tie the game up. And a run comes across the plate as Hunter Opie now gives up his 6th run surrendered, as that first one and also the runner at third base and Brian Atterbury are all going to be charged to him. Dylan Downs now steps up to the plate. He is 1 for 2, has a walk and 2 RBIs in the game. And a pitch off the outside corner misses for a ball. He has reached base all 3 times. Reached on an error his last time up. And again, the walk and the single. 1-0 count to Downs. The right-handed batter looks out, and the right-handed pitcher in Gibson fires one across the plate. It's the first strike he's thrown since he's been in, other than the strike to Logan Mumford that resulted in a sacrifice bunt. 1 out, 1-1 count. Gibson to the plate again, off the outside corner. Couldn't quite catch it, and the count goes to 2-1. That's consistently been the way the umpires called it, as that outside corner has not been a friendly place to pitchers on either side. 2-1 count. And Downs again looks out, not wearing the long sleeves, despite the fact the temperature's getting chilled, as he fights one off to the right side that bounces beyond the fencing, and the count evens at 2. 2-2. Gibson again rocks himself into a delivery. This one down in the dirt fills the count. 3-2. See if the Cardinals decide to put the runners in motion. Dangerous move, especially with the chance of a strikeout, but you have a good contact hitter at the plate in Dylan Downs. See what he does as this pitch is going to be punched into the center field grass as that one's going to roll and score one. Coming around to score, Jaron Johnson is going to be waved home as well. It's a 2 RBI single for Dylan Downs, and the Soda Springs Cardinals not only take a lead, they also push across an insurance run as they take an 8-6 advantage on a hard RBI single by Downs, who ends up getting his 3rd and 4th RBI of the game and pushing Kyle Dursteller up to second base. Coming across, Atterbury scores a Gate City Real Estate run, as well as Jaron Johnson scoring a Ricky Wood Gate City Real Estate run. 8-6, back-to-back innings. The Cardinals have put 3 runs across the plate as Peyton Lish steps up and fouls one to the near side, and the count goes to 0-1. Good news for the Cardinals. Mason Smith and the wonderful performance that he's put out there, giving up 7 hits but only 1 earned run. That performance now has him in line for a win if he can finish through the bottom of the 5th, and he's only at 65 pitches. And the Cardinals plenty of chances to do more damage. An off-speed pitch off the plate. We'll see a ball thrown into center field, but Dursteller can't take advantage of it as the ball sails as he slid into second base and didn't have time to get up and make his way up to third. 8-6, Cardinals 6-1 in the last inning and a half. They've been able to take this game and put it back into their control. The offensive bat started to take advantage of mistakes made by the DECLO Hornets, as 6 of the 8 runs have been earned runs. As a pitch fouled off back to the near side is going to be spoiled, and the count goes to 1-2 to Peyton Lish. Lish in the game so far 0 for 2, has a walk, an RBI. Excuse me, no RBI. I was looking at the wrong line score, but has walked in the game to reach base and also reached on a fielder's choice. Trying to get his first base knock of the game and get the Cardinals' 7th base hit of the game as this one swung on and missed, tied him up inside with a high cheese, and ends up sending Peyton Lish down on strikes for the 2nd time in the game and the 2nd time in 2 innings. "16 pitches now for Brevin Gibson as Mason Smith will step up. Mason Smith has made it on base all 3 times, but yet to get an official at bat, hit by a pitch, and he's also walked twice as he fights off a pitch off his hands, and the count goes to 0-1. 2 outs now here in the top of the 5th inning, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug. 8-6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, the Cardinals leading. Looking for more with Dursteller leading off second and Downs off first. Gibson looks back, checks the runner once, twice, now fires to the plate, off-speed pitch, catches the zone, and Mason Smith finds himself down in the count, 0-2. On deck, Caleb Peterson. He'll look for his opportunity to swing the bat again as he's 0 for 3 in the game so far, hoping to get it with some runners on base as Mason Smith's got to battle for that to happen, and he'll swing. This one's going to be floated out towards left field, and it's going to drop down off of the glove of the shortstop. We'll see if they call it a hit or an error. They're going to go with the hit as that was a tough reach coming up for Trey Smyer, and Mason Smith gets himself his first base knock of the game. It brings home another Gate City Real Estate run as Kyle Dursteller was off on the pitch, and it also moves Dylan Downs up to second base. The last 3 batters have gone 2 for 3, and the last 4 batters have brought in 4 runs, as Mason Smith will again be pinch run for, as Connor Torman will come into the game to run at first base, and Caleb Peterson will get another opportunity at the plate to try and bring home some runs and try and get himself a base knock. 0 for 3 as he takes a first pitch ball upstairs. 9th batter of the inning, 2nd straight inning the Cardinals have batted around. Runners on first and second, 9-6 they lead the DECLO Hornets in an inning that has blown this game open for themselves. Although with the way that the offense has been played in this game so far, you can't put too much trust in any of that because the errors have mounted up as well. 7 total errors in the game between the 2 teams. Caleb Peterson fouls the 1-0 pitch back to the netting, and the count goes to 1-1. Peterson waits once again. 1-1 delivery from Gibson. Swung on. That's into the air over to left field. And coming on and cleanly making the play is Hunter Opie. Does it for the inning, and the Cardinals, despite scoring 4 runs, will be retired. They end up pushing across the go-ahead runs, though, and take a 9-6 lead heading to the bottom of your Bear Lake Drug 5th inning. We'll be back with more on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com, your home for Cardinal Athletics.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Let technology make life a little easier and give you peace of mind about your home. With affordable security and smart home options, SilverStar makes it easy to take the first step. Keep an eye on what's important to you and be able to act before an incident becomes an emergency. You're in good hands when you choose SilverStar. We've been bringing cutting-edge technology and star treatment customer service to Eastern Idaho and Western Wyoming for nearly 70 years. Call us today and ask about our starter security and smart home packages.
Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry as Mason Smith, still well within his pitch total at 65 pitches, enters the bottom of the 5th inning with the score back on his side as the Cardinals lead this one 9-6, pushing across 4 runs in the top of the 5th inning. And the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard has suddenly seen them explode to an advantage, as they will be facing the bottom of the order for the DECLO Hornets. Clayton Johnson will be leading things off. The second baseman for the Hornets will be followed by Nate Duke and Brevin Gibson into the batter's box. Clayton Johnson, a right-handed batter, so far in the game, 1 for 2, has a single back in the 1st inning. Struck out his last time up, and he takes a pitch off the outside corner for strike number 1. Can be tough when you're a pitcher getting back out onto the mound when you've had a long layoff, much less a long layoff, back-to-back innings as Mason Smith fires one upstairs. Count to 1-1. We'll see how he adjusts to that type of a development. As the wind once again shifting, now blowing in from right field. Pitch misses down low. 2-1 the count goes. Blowing in from right field, which is the 3rd time we've seen the wind shift today. Started coming in from left field. It's done a full circle as the ball chopped over towards third. Big hop picked up by Johnson. Long throw to first base, and Peyton Lish fields it in the baseline and makes the tag and records the out. Tough out there for Clayton Johnson, but it does go as a 5-3 putout for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Peyton Lish had the throw from Johnson, throw him off of the bag, and Johnson pointing over to first base saying, hey, thanks, buddy, because you saved me from having another error on that one by making sure you retrieved the ball. 1 out here now, bottom of the 5th inning, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug as the Cardinals continue to lead this by 3 runs, 9-6, and the first pitch to Nate Duke misses for a ball. 7 hits apiece. But the big difference has been the errors by the Cardinals and the walks by the Hornets. Big swing and a miss by Nate Duke. As right now the Cardinals have yet to walk anybody. Mason Smith just pounding the strike zone. On the other hand, the DECLO Hornets have 6 walks given up. Mason Smith again checks at the chest, and a chopper right back to him again. He's going to handle it. Flips over to first base where Peyton Lish puts it away, and back-to-back outs to start out the inning, and a 3rd time that Mason Smith's gotten the old do-it-yourself. He closed out the 3rd inning with the do-it-yourself out, and he started the 4th inning with the do-it-yourself out, now got it in the middle of the 5th. 9-6, the Cardinals continue to lead. Smith to the plate. Sees this one fouled off as stepping up is Brevin Gibson, as the new pitcher for the DECLO Hornets steps into the right-handed box. 0-1 count against him, trying to avoid a 1-2-3 inning. Pitch up and in, goes over the head of Gibson, and the count goes even at 1-1. Cardinals infield playing straight up all the way around, outfield as well, middle depth in the outfield grass, bright green here at Glenn's Ferry as a curveball snapped off again by Mason Smith, still looking as pretty as ever on that nasty curve, and the count goes to 1-2. Still 2 outs. As this pitch, another curveball tried that goes behind Gibson, but the count will just go up 1 more ball. Not really a major problem whenever you have that happen, as All it does is hurt you for one unless you hit the batters. He'll miss again upstairs with a fastball, and the count goes to 3-2. Full count, 3-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-6 Cardinals on top. Smith to the plate, sees a swing and fouled towards the netting to the right side as the count will remain full for at least one more pitch. And Smith will deliver his 14th of the inning, 79th of the game. He'll check his glove at the chest. Now swing and a miss. And throwing on down to first base to record the out is Caleb Peterson. Gets the transition off seamlessly. And on the 2-3 put out, the Cardinals make their way through 5 innings with Mason Smith on top. And the Cardinals on top as well. 9-6 heading to the 6th inning on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Arctic Circle of Soda Springs, where you can get burgers made from premium Black Angus beef, as well as fries and onion rings with their delicious fry sauce. Be sure to top it all off with a soft serve cone piled high and dipped with their delicious chocolate topping.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Some more changes for the DECLO Hornets as a new pitcher will once again make his way to the mound. McKay Brashears is going to move away from the backstop as he will make his way onto the bump. And a couple other changes made for the DECLO Hornets as coming out from the center field position, Nate Duke will replace Brashears behind the plate as the new catcher. Hunter Opie will move over into the center field spot, and out into left field is Brevin Gibson. Another couple of substitutions into the game as well. At third base, Gavin Darrington has been replaced as coming in to play for him at third base is number 26, Keegan Ferran. As Ferran will get his first opportunity in the game. Darrington was a player who was being DH'd for, so will not affect the batting order as far as I know. Also, don't forget that Trey Ramsey was also pulled away from first base. That was earlier on in the game as Tyson Ramsey, the junior, has replaced him over at that first base bag. And he will have his first at-bat since that substitution coming up. As the warm-up pitch is done for McKay Brashears, Brevin Gibson, his line score, gave up 2 runs, both of them earned in an inning pitched, hit a couple of batters, and it gave up 1 hit and struck out a batter as well. And the first batter to face Brashears will be Case Griffiths, who's reached bases last 2 times and come around to score as well. Brashears winds, fires, and a swing and a miss. Big cut and a miss by Case Griffiths, well behind the heat coming from Brashears. Brashears patiently looks in for the sign with the 0-1 count in his favor, and now he's going to hit Case Griffiths and make his way down to first base right on the hand as well. Griffiths turned, checked his swing. Luckily for him, he checked his swing, and that allows him the benefit of the 3rd straight inning of leading it off with a runner on first base for the Cardinals, and it's a painful way to do it, but once again, if you're a coach for the Cardinals, you got to take it because that is a positive in any book for any coach. First pitch from Brashears now to Brian Atterbury will be taken for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1 on Atterbury. Top of the 6th inning, Cardinals leading 9-6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Brashear looks in, and a bunt put down by Atterbury goes to Brashear. Good bunt, and it's a solid sacrifice as Atterbury gets it down and moves Case Griffiths up to second base. And the Cardinals get the offensive machine rolling. And that's all you want to do. That sacrifice bunt just as big as any base knock as it moves up a runner into scoring position for the bats further on down the lineup as Logan Mumford, who's 0 for 4 in the game, will step up for his 5th at-bat, and he takes the pitch inside that he just avoids getting plunked by. 1-0 count with 1 out and a runner in scoring position as the Cardinals looking to add to their lead. 9-6 there on top. Still no action in the bullpen as Mason Smith well within the pitch count as a Paul will get by the catcher all the way back to the backstop and easily up to third base on the wild pitch is Case Griffiths. Mason Smith, by the way, only to 79 pitches. 2-0 count now. Logan Mumford just needs to put a ball in play to bring home another run, although the infield's starting to creep in as he takes a strike. And Logan sees the count go to 2-1. Showing some patience and allowing Jaron Johnson to see what Brashear has to offer as he keeps an eye on him as this pitch fouled off back to the screen and causing the Soda Springs softball girls to flinch out of the way as that was a hard rocket off the concrete that actually made it back into the field of play. And they're going to substitute that ball out as that one has a nasty scuff mark on it now, I would guess. That one a rocket off of the concrete. 2-2 count now. 1 out. Logan Mumford trying to bring home a run. Get his first base hit of the game as well. Get the Cardinals 8th. Pitch to the plate, an off-speed pitch. That's a hard curveball that drops into the zone, and you can't blame Mumford on that one. That's a tough pitch as he goes down looking for the 2nd out of the inning. First strikeout from McKay Brashears. Only runner on base has come from a hit batsman as Jaron Johnson will try and do something. He is way late on a fastball that torches into the strike zone. Love to see the speed gun on that one. Brashear definitely can bring it. One of the taller DECLO Hornets stares in to get the sign as he rocks, fires, and he'll throw a curveball past Johnson, and Johnson frustrated with himself as he took a big cut expecting that fastball and now down in the count 0-2. Now infield backs up now as don't need necessarily to try and get that out at home. Can just get any out in the field as a ground ball goes rolling right back into the hands of Brashear, and much like Mason Smith's done 3 times, Brashear will do for the first time, flips the ball over to first base, and the Cardinals go down in the 6th inning. But they still lead it 9-6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. We'll come back with the bottom of the frame as Cade Mumford giving some grief, keeping Mason Smith loose as he returns to the mound for his 6th inning of work on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Caribou County Athletics on KBRV are brought to you by Bear Lake Dental, where their commitment is to provide you with the highest standard of personalized dental care in a gentle, efficient, and professional manner. Call 208-847-0153 to schedule your appointment with Bear Lake Dental.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone. Food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Mountain States Insurance Company. Stop in for help with all of your insurance needs at 30 East, 2nd South next to Caribou Jacks in Soda Springs, or call 208-547-2141 and talk to an agent today. Welcome back out to the home of the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Tournament as the Soda Springs Cardinals with a 9-6 lead heading to the bottom of the 6th inning on KBRV, the co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com. By the way, those Rockies fans out there, they win again today, 3-1 to start the season as they get a 2-1 win over the Milwaukee Brewers to win their first series of the season. Cardinals looking to go 2-0 in the first day of the Glens Ferry Wood Bat Tournament, and Tyson Ramsey steps to the plate as he swings and misses at a first pitch and now rolls one foul down the third base line that just drifts to the left of the bag, and it'll be a slow rolling strike 2 for Tyson Ramsey as he'll have to jog back to home plate to try it once again. Mason Smith still yet to walk anybody. 5 strikeouts, has surrendered 7 hits, but only 1 earned run out of the 6 that have been pushed across by the DECLO Hornets. Smith to the plate again. Curveball high and misses inside. And the count goes to 1-2. Stares in once again. Winds, fires. That's a pitch inside for a ball, and the count stays at 2-2. Looking like this game might be one that we're able to finish. There's 20 minutes left till they call it. So important pitches here for Mason Smith as he just misses again off the outside corner, and the count goes full. 3-2 to lead off man. After getting ahead in the count early, Mason Smith will have to locate here. Arm's got to be feeling a little bit tired, and he does locate. Fires in the off-speed pitch, took a little bit off his fastball, and down looking goes Tyson Ramsey. 6 pitches, but the 6th strikeout of the game is the result for Mason Smith as he continues his wonderful performance on the mound. 1 out, and it brings up Tanner Schroeder, who's 0 for 2 in the game so far against Smith. Fly out and a ground out. The first pitch to Schroeder misses downstairs in the dirt. Excuse me. It is a new batter coming in for the DECLO Hornets, as I did not see the new number flash to me. It's Sager Kidd, who's getting his first plate appearance as he sees the count go 1-1 against him. Kidd moving into right field as he takes another pitch inside. Count goes to 2-1, looking to get his way on base. Kidd, a freshman for the DECLO Hornets, getting an opportunity to play. As Mason again sets, fires. This one swung on and fouled back to the netting, and the count evens at 2-2. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Cardinals leading 9-6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Reminder, stick around after the game's over. We'll get you our Bear Lake Drug post-game show. As Smith to the plate, fires in. Strike 3 called. Tagging the runner is Caleb Peterson, and back-to-back punch-outs looking is going to see Mason Smith get strikeout number 7, and the 2nd out of inning number 6 is recorded here in the bottom half as Hunter Opie will again stride into the plate. Opie in the game so far, 1 for 3. Start of the game as the pitcher, and he is the pitcher of record as he would be tagged with the loss, giving up 7 runs. And he swings and misses at a fastball at the letters, can't catch up, and the count goes to 0-1. Chatter coming from the dugout as this ball lifted into left center field. That one's going to chase both fielders back towards the fence. Mumford gets to it first. Outfield is playing very shallow on the play. The throw in is going to get away from Durstone. It's a double on the play for Hunter Opie, and he moves ahead to third base on the play. That brings up another substitution, another new batter for the DECLO Hornets as Kobe Burton will step to the plate. For his first at-bat, Kobe Burton, a freshman as well. 8th hit of the game for the DECLO Hornets. As Smith to the plate, fires one high, and it misses to Burton. Mason now up to 92 pitches, 93 with that last one. As he'll once more set at the chest, winds, fires, and this ball lifted into the infield, over to the right side, and easily putting away. Case Griffiths gets it, holds it, and the Cardinals are through 6 innings as they continue to lead the DECLO Hornets. It's a 9-6 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. More coming up. And the bottom of the frame on KBRV, the co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com. Looks like some more substitutions might be made in the field for the DECLO Hornets. We'll see if we can spot any of those on your home for Cardinal Athletics.
This production of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by London Drug and Grace, your good neighbor pharmacy, locally owned, locally loved.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Caribou Jack's Trading Company in Soda Springs, supplying you with everything for your home and your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue needs this spring and summer. Stop by at 50 East 2nd South in Soda Springs or call 208-547-4326 today. Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry. 9-6, the Cardinals leading the DECLO Hornets as we move along to the top of the 7th inning. Cardinals will be sending Kyle Dursteller, Dylan Downs, and Peyton Lish as the scheduled 3 to the plate to once again face McKay Brashears, who is once more onto the rubber for his second inning of work. Came in relief of Brevin Gibson, who came in to replace Hunter Opie. As Brashear will fire a first pitch fastball past Kyle Dursteller, and the count goes to 0-1. Dursteller so far 2 for 3. Been hit by a pitch, has an RBI, has a couple of RBIs, and a run scored as well. As a ball will be bounced up to the plate, catches the shoulder pad of the umpire, and the count goes to 1-1. 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs, a solid day, especially with those 2 hits for Dursteller. As Brashear to the plate, fires one at the knees, and the count goes to 1-2. Brashear brings an extra little bit of heat. We mentioned that in the last inning for these DECLO Hornets. I think that's catching the Cardinals off guard, as I don't think they were ready for some of these darts to be pushed into the zone, as another one paints the inside of the plate, and Kyle Dursteller goes down as the second victim to McKay Brashear on the strikeout. He's only thrown 16 pitches and made it look easy, other than a hit batsman that he hit to open things up. Dylan Downs will step up now. He's also got a pair of hits as he takes the pitch up and in for ball 1. Downs has walked, has 4 RBIs, a pair of singles, and is 2 for 3 overall. Has reached base every time, though, with the one time he did not reach base, an error. As he takes another pitch that bounces back to the padding along the concrete fence and wall here. It's Pilot Field in Glenn's Ferry, and the count goes to 2-0. Downs will await. And the pitch through the legs of the catcher, and the count goes to 3-0. With 1 out, now all of a sudden Brashear's got to have to battle to keep that runner from getting on base and keep Downs from getting on base every time this game is. He will get that walk. That's another Davis repair base on balls that allows him down to first base. The first walk surrendered by McKay Brashears. That on 4 pitches as well. He's now 20 pitches into this appearance. Brashears will check back to the runner at first. Downs strides off of the bag. Brashears winds, fires this ball off the corner. Downs taken off on the play, slides, but no, he doesn't slide. I forgot, Downs not sliding anymore this year after breaking his leg last year. Is cut down on a caught stealing. Broke his leg going to third base last year on sliding in. And he told me at the beginning of this year he is not sliding at all on anything, as that is the second time in 2 years he's injured his leg. 1-0 count, Peyton Lish. And he now gets ahead 2-0 in the count as the ball bounces in the dirt. Lish trying to get on base as well. Brashear fights one into the zone. That fouled off and kicks high into the air off the concrete, and the count goes 1-2. 9-6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Soda Springs up by 3 on the DECLO Hornets, looking to try and come away with their 5th straight win, and move their record to 5-2. The pitch misses to Peyton Lloyd as it goes to 3-1. Brashear trying to avoid another walk to give another runner on base for the Cardinals. Mason Smith stands in the on-deck circle. You assume they're going to run him out again to try and get the complete game. He's 16 pitches away from the limit as Peyton Lish swings and misses, and the count goes full to the sophomore for the Cardinals, playing first base in this game. Waits another delivery as Brashear winds, fires, and this one fouled off to the left side by Lish. That one's going to get clear of the field of play, nearly taking out a kid in the bullpen. And Yuskoski looking back, as I believe that was one of his youngers wandering around back there. And we'll see what the seventh pitch of this at-bat has to offer. 3-2 count, 2-out delivery. That's a strike on the inside, and Lish knew it as he goes down looking, and that'll do it for the top of the seventh inning. We head to the bottom of the seventh, 9-6, 3 outs away from the Cardinals coming away with this victory on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com as Taylor Adams will make his way to the mound to finish this one off on your home for Cardinal Sports.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Welcome back to Glenn's Ferry. New pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals, Taylor Adams, the left-hander, will make his way onto the bump for the Soda Springs Cards as they look to continue to dominate the DECLO Hornets as they've given up 1 run in the last 4 innings as we make our way to the bottom of the 7th here in Glenn's Ferry. As we look at the Cardinals on their side of the equation and see what exactly they've been able to come up with in this game so far, as they have not necessarily swung the bats fantastically, but they've swung them well enough in order to keep things moving along and keep themselves ahead in this game, as they've had to battle their way back from being down quite a bit in the contest and have ended up seeing themselves take that lead. And it all came back in the 4th and 5th inning when they put 7 runs together in those innings. Taylor Adams, a sidearm delivery, will be facing McCabe Brashears, Tyler Matthews, and Clayton Johnson as the scheduled 3. We'll make sure those are the batters that are coming up, and it does look like that is going to be the scheduled batters, as Adams hoping that he can get through this one without giving up any runs to the DECLO Hornets and give the Cardinals this 9-6 victory. Adams looks in, stands on the rubber solidly before winding and firing a ball by McCabe Brashears, who was out in front of it. Adams doesn't throw quite as hard as any of the other Cardinals do, but as long as he doesn't try to throw too hard, it can be a very accurate arm for Soda Springs. And a good man to come out of the bullpen to try and close things out, as this pitch off the outside corner misses, and the count goes to 1-1. Brashear, on the other hand, 1 for 3, has reached base twice, has a triple, and 2 RBIs to his credit as well. This pitch bounced over towards third. Takes a big hop away from Jaron Johnson. An unfriendly bounce here at Pilot Field will give a base hit to McCabe Brashears as he makes his way down to first base on a 3-pitch single. And the first man that Taylor Adams faces gets that base knock. Tough man to face, though, when you're coming into that first position out of the bullpen, as you got that number 3 batter, and now you're going to have to face the number 4 man in the order, and Tyler Matthews. Clayton Johnson stands on deck swinging a bat as well. Looks in, does Adams, sets, and a pickoff move over to first base, snared luckily by Peyton Lish as he has to lay out to keep that one in his glove. Does keep it close to him. And now Adams will again direct his attention to home plate. Sets, and the left-hander will wind fire, and this one inside, kept in front of him by Caleb Peterson. Throws down to second as the runner trying to move up, and he will move up. Does McKay Brashears to second base on a pass ball. Adams again will set. Runner on second base, 1-0 count. As Martin looking to keep this going, checks his swing, but the umpire says, "Nah, you went around enough," and he calls him for strike one. Count goes to 1-1. And Adams will once more look in, trying to close this one out, stamp a W onto this game for the Soda Springs Cardinals. 7:30 here in Glens Ferry, Idaho, as this ball fouled down the right field side. It'll bounce harmlessly behind the bleachers, and the count goes to 1-2. Adams trying to retire Matthews for the second straight time. He's 2 for 3 in the game so far. Tyler Matthews really started the game off. He got that first RBI for the DECLO Hornets. One of the few earned runs in the game as this pitch off the outside corner. Adams can't locate, and the count goes to 2-2. Adams trying to get Matthews to go firing after one off the plate. And Adams will set again. Takes his time. That pitch downstairs goes for ball 3. Peterson throw to third base, and they cut him down. Do they? No. Johnson couldn't hold on to the ball. Peterson threw a dart to third base, but Johnson lost a handle on it, and up on another pass ball is Brashear as he moves up to third. 3-2 count. Taylor Adams will again look in. Sets. And the junior fires inside. That is going to hit Tyler Matthews, and he's going to take his base. Would have been on base anyways, but the hit batsman goes as the second straight Hornet to reach the base paths, and now you're going to see Coach Yuskoski make his way out to the mound to bring his entire infield in and use this as a coaching moment and talk them over. As right now he's discussing things with his entire infield staff. Outfield remains in their positions. As coming up to the plate is going to be Clayton Johnson. He's 1 for 2 in the game so far and has struck out and grounded out in his last 2 plate appearances. So he's going to head over and have a quick word with Nate Duke, who's in the on-deck circle. Tying run coming to the plate for the DECLO Hornets as Yuskoski heads back over to the dugout to chat things over further with his squad. Temperature is starting to drop here in Glens Ferry as a bunt will be shown by Clayton Johnson. Pulls it back. Runner goes. Caleb Peterson throw to second base. Not in time. And safe on a stolen base brought to you by MySpace Storage is Tyler Matthews. Pitch was a ball by Taylor Adams. He again looks in. Clayton Johnson trying to bring home one of those 2 runs at least with nobody out. Ball catches the knees and the count goes to 1-1. Adams hoping not to struggle. See if the umpires allow this game to go all the way through or if they call this one as 7:30 approaching quickly as that pitch misses inside and the count goes to 2-1. It's going to be an unfortunate way if you're the Hornets to fall in this one if that clock does end up costing them in this game. As right now they're putting together a 7th inning rally against the Soda Springs Cardinals, down by 3 as this ball fouled off to the right side and just kicks foul by a couple of feet. And the count goes to 2-2 to Clayton Johnson. Deepest count that he's been in so far. Last time he had a 4-pitch at bat. First time a 3-pitch at bat. First time was a 2-pitch at bat. And Adams again stares in. Rocks, kicks, fires off the outside, and the count goes 3-2. Full count, first of the game by Taylor Adams. And the sixth pitch is going to decide what Clayton Johnson has happened to him. Adams rocks once more. Decides to wind, fire, swung on and missed. Down he goes on strikes. Clayton Johnson set down. First strikeout for Taylor Adams, and it's going to bring up Nate Duke, who's 0 for 3 in the game so far. Big punch out for Taylor Adams. Duke 0 for 3 so far. Grounded out to the pitcher twice and flown out to center field. He still represents the tying run, and he swings and misses at a pitch off the outside corner. Got fooled by Adams in the arm movement. Looks like a pitch from Adams is going to come into the inside corner, but it never really does, as he's got a tough two-seam fastball that just has a natural movement to him. Tried catching him a couple times, and it definitely takes some effort to do, as you got to really keep focused on the ball coming out of his hand. 1-1 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Adams again will be set. Lefty rocks to his right, and this one fouled off right back to us here at the screen, and the count goes 1-2. Adams starting to see a little bit more confidence on the mound as he wanders his way back up to the top of the bump. On deck, number 4, Brevin Gibson will have another chance to bat, as Adams will stare in once more. Rocks. A wind up, and this one fouled off again back to the netting, and the count remains at 1-2. Adams having to work a lot of pitches, but as I said, no one's really squared anything up. He did give up the single to McKay Brashears, but even that was not a hard hit ball. It just took a very awkward bounce for Jaron Johnson to try and field. Adams again to fire. 1-2 pitch with 1 out. This one, that's a hard hit ball, but it's going to die in the air. It's going to score 1 run. The other run is going to have to stay at third, and it'll be runners on the corners after an RBI single for Nate Duke. And it brings up Brevin Gibson. Bottom of the order, just the part of the order you want if you're Taylor Adams, as umpires hold it up for time. And that is going to do it. And again, that's a rough way for the DECLO Hornets to lose it, but that's how it's going to happen. They get the tying run on base, but time cuts them short as they fall 9-7 to the Soda Springs Cardinals in this 2-hour time game. And the Cardinals will come away with a win as they get their 5th victory of the season, 5th victory in a row over the DECLO Hornets. Right here on KBRV, the Co-op, and online at mylocalradio.com. Your post-game show comes up next as we'll wrap up the Cardinal numbers and give you a look at what the Cardinals were able to do in today's game on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV, the Co-op, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for April 6th through the 12th. Grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.59 a pound. Grab a Fill-It Fresh $10 mix or match bag and pack it with apples, navel oranges, whole mini watermelons, fresh white corn, tomatoes, carrots, red bell peppers, yellow onions, potatoes, and lettuce. And finish it all off with 2 pounds of Western Family block or shredded medium cheddar cheese at $4.99 each. That's a look at just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Troy Young Plumbing and Heating. Call 208-221-0581 for all your plumbing needs, including new installs and remodels, repairs, furnace installation, and more.
Welcome back out to the home of the GLENNS FERRY Woodbat Invitational as the Soda Springs Cardinals get a 9-7 win over the DECLO Hornets in a heartbreaking way for the Hornets to lose as time ends up cutting their rally short as they left the tying run at first base in the bottom of the 7th inning because the 2-hour time limit cut in. As far as the numbers go, Mason Smith, he's got to be our player of the game in this one. 94 pitches in 6 innings, gave up 6 runs, but only one of those runs ended up being an earned run because of errors in the field by the Cardinals, and 10 hits total, but only 8 of those came from Mason Smith. 7 strikeouts for the senior as well, as his confidence continues to blossom out on the mound in this contest. As for the relief, Taylor Adams comes in, pitches a third of an inning in relief, and was saved by the clock, although I will say this, that doesn't mean he was going to give up those runs, but the clock ends up cutting his relief experience short, gave up 2 hits, struck out 1, hit a batter, and ended up giving up 1 earned run to the DECLO Hornets. For the Cardinals, they were led in the game by Kyle Dursteller, who ended up with 2 hits, 4 out of 4 plate appearances, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Dylan Downs, 4 RBIs in the game on a 2-for-3 day. He reached base every single time that he came up to the plate on 5 trips. 1 for 1 for Mason Smith. He also reached base every time in 4 trips to the plate, has an RBI to his tally. Caleb Peterson went 0 for 4. Case Griffiths 1 for 2 and 2 runs. Zach Housley did reach base in his only plate appearance, but ended up leaving the game because of an ankle injury that he suffered sliding into home plate. Brian Atterbury, though, came in and played handsomely in his place, scored 2 runs, went 1 for 2 for the Cardinals. Logan Mumford ended up scoring a run as he reached base on an error, but was 0 for 4 in the game with a sacrifice bunt to his credit in the game as well. And Jaron Johnson went 0 for 4 as well. He reached base with a hit by pitch and came around to score a run in that inning to his credit as well. That'll wrap things up for our post-game show. We'll take a quick look at our sports update, and we'll chat with Hunter Bybee, a junior for the Soda Springs track and field team. He joins us next on KBRV, the Co-op, on your Bear Lake Drug post-game show.
Caleb Bergraff joined here with Hunter Bybee from the Soda Springs track and field team. And Hunter, you're one of the throwers for the team this year, and you've already said it, but this year's going a little bit better than last year. What are some of the things that you feel have helped you out this year in the throwing game?
A lot of things that help me out is just me getting in the weight room and lifting and getting a lot more comfortable with all the technique, and I'm getting a lot better familiarized with all the coaches, and it's just getting a lot smoother for me and a lot easier.
You focus really just on throwing. Has that helped at all when you don't really have to worrying about running or anything like that, and just can focus on that technique, which is extremely important in the throwing?
Of course it has. I go on one focus just to go throw, and I don't have to worry about anything else. Don't stress about anything else. I just have to go and throw, and that's helped me a lot this year.
You guys have had 2 meets so far this season. Which one did you feel you did better in? Which one have you felt that you've had a better performance in?
Honestly, I think our first meet in Malad was my better one. I felt a lot more comfortable, and I just felt like it was the meet ran a lot smoother than the other one did.
Looking at throwing, discus and shot put are 2 completely different events, even though they do have somewhat the same technique depending on which way you decide to throw the shot put. Which one do you feel you're better at? Which one would, if you had to put your money on yourself, which one would you put that down on?
I would put myself down on shot put. I just became a lot more comfortable doing it, and it's just more of my style. I just like shot put a lot better than disc.
When you think about the shot put as well, did wrestling this year help you out that form as well, knowing that you have to get down to that squatting position, have to be low in order to get that extra movement?
Of course it has. Wrestling has helped me with a lot of things, and especially with shot, because it's given, especially staying low and being explosive and just going through the movements.
Where's the biggest thing that you need to work on this year when it comes to the throws? What's the biggest piece that you think still needs to be improved, whether it is shot put or disc?
My main thing with both of them is just my speed. I got pretty good technique with both of them, but it's just my speed. I just need to improve that a lot.
What are some of the things that the coach works on you with the most when you're over there at the field, and how much time do you spend each day on each one of the events?
The coach, when he gets over there, he has us go through all our technique drills, because the more you practice it, the more comfortable you get with it and the easier it gets, and we spend about an hour and a half each day just going up there, going through technique and throwing.
Has it helped to have other successful throwers over there, girls' side or boys' side?
Of course it has. It's giving you that person to look up to, and you want to be their competition and shoot for what they're doing.
As you look at this meet coming up over at Bear Lake, are there any goals that you've set for yourself for this week? And are there any goals distance-wise or just qualifying-wise that you've set for yourself?
Honestly, no. I just want to keep improving each meet and get farther and farther and get better and better.
Continuing to improve on those PRs is huge. And Hunter, we know that you're going to be able to do it if you keep that work ethic up. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Big thanks to Hunter Bybee for joining us. As for us, that wraps up for today. We'll be back on air bright and early tomorrow. 8:20 our pregame show. 8:45 the first pitch as the Lady Cardinals take on the host GLENNS FERRY Pilots over on the softball field. You hope that you will be joining us for that contest as well. Big thanks to both Val Cook and to Garrett Wharf back in the studio for running the board for me for all three games today. I want to thank you for tuning in to this edition of Cardinal Athletics on KBRV 800 AM and online at mylocalradio.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, Hunsaker Ford, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. The proceeding has been a presentation of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, and no portion of the preceding production can be used or rebroadcast without their express written consent. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. I also like to thank Office Manager Caitlin Anderson, Website Manager Garrett Wharf, and General Photographer Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors and all of you for tuning in and supporting athletics on KBRV. Be sure to visit mylocalradio.com for full recaps of this game, as well as for archived copies of this and other games and photos and recaps of past contests. Until the next time the Cardinals take the field, goodbye and good night.